Hey, how's it going, guys? 602 Row Show. Just finished the Hometowns episode for Jen's season of Fantasy Bachelorette. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. That was one of the more entertaining episodes that we've seen. Um, I enjoyed it. This whole season's been pretty good for Jen. Fantasy's been a little rough. I know we've had some misses definitely on the show, but hey, you know what? All the way up to 11th and 764th. Um, if you're West Coast, I don't know why you'd be watching this stream live, but obviously, spoilers to go. Um, Jonathan Devin Marcus was the optimal lineup. Like we thought, there was a couple mixtures. You could get to 109, 107, depending on who you took with Jeremy. But obviously, with him going home and having a really weird hometown date, he lost those points pretty hard. I had a bet that Jonathan was going to score the most points. I was wrong. Devin scored the most points, but the lineup was good. The lineup was fine. Good dates all around. Leg wrap hugs. Leg wrap hugs. My favorite rule. My favorite Bachelorette thing is the leg wrap hugs. Had four for four tonight on leg wrap hugs. I was tickled pink. Tickled pink. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw me counting it down, getting excited for it. That's always a fun one. Let's see here. Let's jump in. What did Jonathan do tonight? I feel like his date went well. The prop for the jersey, for the lacrosse jersey. I don't know the last time I saw a prop hit for hometowns. Sometimes I bring them flowers, I feel like, but that was a pretty good one. Obviously, a lot of kisses. No negative points. No negative points for Jonathan. So very okay with that. Great to see that. Twitter seemed to really, really vibe with the guy. He had a really good edit this episode. Seemed very articulate and very into it. And you can see why he moved on. Devin killed it though. 53 points. Devin did lose points. He could have had a bigger night, but he ended up -8 on the anxious, nervous thing. He said that a few times. I think he had a couple in this moment. And he said one. I think when he was getting out of the limo at the end there. But obviously called first at the rose ceremony offset some of that. The bleep and the middle finger getting blurred out. That's some easy cheap points at the end there. That sitting down for beers thing was different. That was new, a little weird. Jeremy didn't touch his beer. I don't know if maybe it was his second one, but none of those guys got through a pint of beer. And Jeremy, it looked like all he drank was when they cheersed each other. So that's kind of weird. Not saying it's why he went home, but it could be why Jeremy went home. No, his family sabotaged him. Fair, right? I mean, it's Bachelorette. I mean, like, I think it's fair for your family to be like, well, are you actually in love with her, or are you just kind of weird? But they sabotaged him real bad. Weird stuff, just weird stuff. And then the sister-in-law that was Devin's family. No, Jonathan's family with the sister-in-law and the brother who met on Tinder and said they loved each other after 3 dates. Look, love who you love however you want to love. But you can't tell a Tinder date you love them after 3 dates and then get on your brother about being on Bachelorette. That's insane. That's insane. Oh, well. What else from Devin here? Yeah, that was about it there. Nothing really else stood out. Marcus had a weird edit. Real weird edit on Marcus. I don't know why. Obviously, we saw in the preview it's going to be a bit of that narrative, like where he doesn't feel like enough or isn't sure he can get there. They're playing for that edit. They're playing for that resolution. So I get kind of the angle they took in the edit for the hometowns because you're setting that all up. But obviously he was a little distraught at the rose ceremony. So everything they show us is real, but be aware of the edit. The edits are everything. Yeah, that was about it from Marcus. Not much going on there. So 53, 40, 38 for Devin, Jonathan, and Marcus. And Jeremy, oh God, Jeremy ended up at 16. That's not ideal. Obviously, you lose 12-point swing. You lose 6 points and you don't get the 6 points for the row. So a 12-point swing just on Roses, but what I say, 38 points. So I mean, he finished 22 behind the next closest person, with 12 of that being getting sent home in the rows. So yeah, really only 10 points behind everybody else. But 16's bad. 16 is bad. I mean, even if you throw that out, if you had 22 points on the one-on-one, I guess you got 5 kisses. That's not bad. I feel like with the rule changes that we made to Rose League this year, like what normally would have been 50-point dates are now 20, 25, 30-point dates. We've kind of lost some of that. Some of that's a tighter control on the crying. But yeah, it's just been kind of interesting this year to see how that all falls out. Where are we sitting now? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 essentially here on the new guys. No one's gonna catch Sam for average points, just because how many points he put up in the episodes he was in. I mean, I guess maybe the guy that wins, maybe whoever proposes, if it's Devin, he'd pass him potentially. But I don't know if these other guys are going to catch him. Sam, man, if you had Sam in your lineup every single week, that would have done some 83 points. Episode 3, was that his one-on-one date? No. Oh, that's when they started getting after each other. Yeah, crazy. What a crazy run for Sam. What else we got here? I want to see kisses. See, just about dead even. These guys are all pretty close. What about the negative points? How about the jealous, anxious? It's probably Devin. Oh yeah, Devin by a wide margin. See, that's something to watch. That's something to watch for your next episode here, because there's going to be a lot of them talking to the producers, to the camera in this moment. That's where the jealous, anxious, nervous thing has the opportunity to present itself, where they're not going to have a lot of time with Jen, right? So they're going to have essentially a one-on-one date for overnights, but they're going to have a lot of time talking to the camera and talking about how they feel when she's on dates with other guys and having overnights with other guys. So that's something to watch. Jonathan has 1 the whole season. Devin has 10. So this is going to be episode 8. So you can pretty much count on Devin for 1 on averages, right? So just something to keep in mind. Obviously, trust your data. There really shouldn't be any of the negatively refer, like all the drama points should be gone at this point. So it's really going to be more about how they interact with the producers and the camera. Has there not been a single rolling tear this year? Interesting. Hit me in the comments if you think there was. Obviously, I didn't score it that way. I thought there was a sob. But this way, I mean, we revamped these rules to be a little more specific. Yeah, there's 2 sobs. Revamped the rules to be a little more specific so that things like fake crying, which everyone does, and I hope if you're watching this stream, you have been around for long enough to know that all their crying is fake. They're all fake crying. But changing it to the rolling tear and a sob that breaks the speech really helped rein some of that in. But I was surprised that there's been nothing this year. That's a little surprising. But hey, next week, 2 episodes. Woo. The Men Tell All will not be scored. Any like in studio content will not be scored. Now, if they put footage in, like new footage, like episode footage, Tuesday, right? You can see them doing the overnights, holding the rose ceremony, doing the rose ceremony Tuesday night. I can see them doing that. That will be scored, but none of the in studio content for the Men Tell All will be scored at all. It's pick two. Pick two. What time is it? Lineups are out. The pricing won't matter. The pricing's set so that you can take whoever you want. But let's jump to pricing real quick. Yeah, so it's essentially the inverse or the direct correlation to total scoring. So Devin up there at the highest, but you could pick any two and you could fit everybody in here. So those will be your contestants. And again, no score for the men tell all. This is only episode content, live new content. None of it's live or new, but just the dates. But if it does carry into 2 days, the lineup is set to carry over into Tuesday. So thanks for joining us. 602 Rose Show. Just wanted to give you guys like a quick hit reaction while it was fresh in my head. We'll see you this weekend for picks as I leave Devin selected here on my screen. We'll see you for picks. And then, hey, Monday, Tuesday, maybe I'll live stream during the Men Tell All. We'll see. Hit me up in the comments or on Twitter if you'd watch. And thanks for joining. We'll see you guys later.